Hi, my name is Emiliano Carrillo, and this is my argumentative video and on how to transform your workspace. So first, we start off by mapping the process of making a competitive transition. This is divided into 4 big stages. The first one is the investigation, where we analyze the use case. We identify the pains and needs on our workstation of choice. Then we do the process diagram where we map the whole all of the activities that the user does when making use of this workstation. A little bit of historic context is needed to understand the purpose of our workstation and why is it built that way right now, and the norms and regulations implemented and related to our workstation, because it is very important to follow them to make a viable transformation. Then we have the solution evaluation, where we analyze different technologies and evaluate which of them are capable of implementing on our workstation. We do some benchmarking with other industries to see how other workspaces have evolved in these new Industry 4.0 technologies. We do the brainstorming process where we analyze different variants of the workstation and different technologies, different implementations and such, and we map the user journey. Then we go to the space planning where we do some sketches. We plan the infrastructure and architecture, because since we are doing cyber physical systems, this involves the use of various softwares and other electronic devices. So this is very important. We do some rendering of the product, and we do viability tests to see if it is actually possible to produce it. Finally, we do the development where we evaluate the cost and business analysis. We plan the manufacture process, and we do the business plan to actually make it successful. So the first step, for example, here we chose a desk as our workstation. The process of evaluation to do so correctly is by mapping the current process that a user makes, in this case, for example, on a desk, right? So here we have all of the activities that a person that usually stays long hours sitting on a desk, such as software developers, video editors, stock traders, and such. These are some of the activities that usually they tend to do. And here in the yellow notes, we mentioned some of the primary pains that the user has on the process of using such workstation, right? Like, for example, the lack of comfortability on the long run, because they usually sit up to 8 hours on a single desk without many breaks. This is just an example, but here we have all of this process very well described and with every pain identified. This will help us identify which areas can become more competitive in relation to the current workstations. Then we go on to the space planning, and where we actually evaluate how do we want to improve the workstation, right? So we take out some of the technologies that we have learned in our course of cyber physical systems, and we evaluate how to make it work or how to integrate it into the actual workstation. Some of the examples that we use, for example, in the concept of Industry 4.0, are adjustable desk height. All of this should be automated, and we will talk about that later. Then we have the concept of machine learning, which we plan to use on being responsive in terms of the user inputs. This relates to health sensors and other types of measurements involving comfort and health, so that the system can learn how the user behaves and adapt to that, so we can prevent health issues and other stuff, right? Virtualization with the use of, for example, artificial intelligence, so that we can help the user with certain facilities. Internet of Things integration, so that we can make a smart device that has connectivity with everything. Facial recognition for security, and other wearable devices as accessories. Now, in the human factor 4.0 is a concept in which we relate the human concept with operational systems. Here, some of the add-ons that we propose is that automation process for everything, basically for the adjustment, for the screen brightness and such, the decrease of manual involvement. Yet again, this whole process of removing the human factor in adjusting manually every aspect and automatically adapting to the user needs, right? And this will eventually improves our productivity in the process of work. Here we have a rough sketch of our process where we map everything we want to include, right? So it involves the main desk, some of the screens we want to adapt, some of the other additional accessories such as the page board and other shelves that are dividable and are smart, so that they can adapt to the user's preferences, headphone holders and other accessories that can make this desk well intelligent. Also, the chair, it will be included with a motor, with an engine that adjusts the position so that the user is more comfortable. Why is it better? Because this increases productivity by taking in consideration the user needs, right? We need to ensure that the user is comfortable, that his rights and opinions and needs are taken into consideration. This is an ethical dilemma that is huge right now on big corporations, and that needs to have more importance, right? So actually taking care of the people that work for you actually does a better product for them, and at the end of the day, this is also a good thing for the company that employs these people, right? Here we have some of the basic safety conditions and handling norms that must be followed. This basically talks about how certain aspects must be followed regarding, for example, standards of ergonomic settings that is comfortable for the user, lighting, ventilation, temperature, noise standards, and such. So it is very important to keep this in mind, because these are kind of the guide to develop a product, right? Here we have another basic analysis in which we take into consideration the human capabilities for the weight limit. So it is just another aspect of taking care of the user. And well, that was it. And I hope you enjoyed. And this was the process of how to transform your workspace.